It's bright here today, isn't it?
It is bright.
Welcome to the Max channel. Today we're talking about, what are we talking about today?
We are doing a collaboration with a sweet family from Oklahoma that sit on 60 acres. They have an awesome beef operation going on there. So y'all be sure to check them out. It is the Walker Farm Fam. And we are going to post some stuff, some links for you guys, some links in the description. Y'all be sure to check them out. But they are giving their basically opinions on what they have learned about having cattle on their homestead. They're giving 3 topics that they're going to discuss, and they are really kind of going to focus more on the beef because dairy is a big thing here on our homestead. That's really what we're going to be talking about. 3 things that we've learned from cattle on the homestead, and we're going to be focusing on our milk girls.
Here we go. Thank you for your deposit, Miss Allie. Okay, so like Misty said in the intro, we are doing 3 things we've learned on our homestead about cattle. We're focused, even though we do have some beef head at this farm with our gorgeous steer Ike here. Pan left. All right. And then of course our beef cows such as Ferdy and all the girls up at the other farm, we're really focused on dairy because they are a huge asset to our farm. So first and foremost, one thing we learned about cattle, and especially dairy cow, is what they provide.
Milk.
Milk. Milk.
So important in our family on the homestead. In the kitchen, just our family daily drinks over a gallon of milk. We make butter with it, we do yogurt with it, we make bread with it, we add it to our eggs. I mean, really,
Ice cream.
I mean, it's really, the list is endless.
Now, everybody knows cows give milk, especially dairy cows. The question though is why is it so important to us? Well, because we're always home. Misty's always cooking, of course, the great meals that she cooks. And dairy is such a big part of that. When you're a family of 7, you realize a gallon, half 2 gallons may not go as far as you thought it would. So that would be the first thing.
Yes, absolutely. Milk is so vital on our homestead, and that's kind of what we've learned once we got our dairy cow here. And when we go without, in the times that our girls have been dried up or have calves, it's a major loss to us. So our dairy girls are very vital here, and having milk, an endless milk supply in the kitchen, is crucial.
Yes. Point number 2. So actually we're walking across this new part of land that we actually had the sheep on, and we've opened up a new paddock for the cow. So let Mama get shocked, or watch, I'm gonna get shocked trying to get through here doing this vlog. Oh! All right, so the reason we're walking to this new paddock that we're gonna show you is number 2. Main thing we learned when it comes to cows, especially dairy cows, is they need high quality grass.
Grass is very important.
Grass is king. So when I've always heard the statement, if you're a good cattleman or you have any animals, you're not really a cattle farmer, you're a grass farmer. And that is so true.
Well, and I want to share this with y'all too. One of the things that we were told, y'all can never do that. You can't have cows on that property because you don't have enough acreage for
because
cows.
we have a lot of pine here.
We had more of a thicket. So we were told you can't do that. You can't do that by a lot of
conventional farming.
Right. So the more we learned and the more we studied, we thought we can do this. But it's going to take knowing our grasses, knowing rotational grazing, which is kind of our next point. So
intentional rotational grazing has become huge for us.
With temporary fencing.
That's right.
Which is what you see around here.
So as you see, me and Aiden put this fence up just a few days ago. Now this is the old sheep paddock, and we'll talk about that on another video, but basically this is one big monster paddock for them. You see the grass is already growing well. The main thing about dairy is not only, like Misty said, not only do they have to have so much benefit for the grass, you've got to make sure it's getting cleaned up as you go. So when we start moving on intensive rotational grazing, you've got to let the land that they're coming from heal, and you've got to have good grass for them to go to. If you don't, you're feeding them grain or you're feeding them a lot of hay, and feeding them a lot of hay is not sustainable because ultimately it costs money.
And that's one of the beauties about, we may not have this one big huge piece of land, but we have rotational grazing and these temporary fences that we can move them around to smaller areas all over our property, and they can still get what they need.
And they have 12 fresh paddocks. And you see, one thing about intense grazing that you've got to watch out for, everything's dependent on the weather. It depends on how intensive you're rotating them. So we want to make sure they're eating all the things in the paddock, and also making sure that we're giving the nutrients they need throughout the whole paddock. Now here's the benefit. What are they throwing down? They're throwing 50 pounds of manure day.
Which is refertilizing the grass.
It's all regenerative agriculture. So everything has a purpose, and these cows, not only are they helping eat and mow, they're also helping feed the ground for the next time they're back here.
Yep.
So point number 3, we're standing here with probably my favorite dairy cow, Elsa, and now she wants to move off from me. We learned that dairy and beef are so different. Even though there's a lot of like you see Ike, he's the beef here, and then we have the beef herd. What I think we've learned the most about dairy and beef is that not only dairy, we need to nurture a little bit more, because ultimately we're having a relationship with them daily, because ultimately we milk them every day. Secondly, I feel like they're more of a nurturer, almost like a mom, like a true mom, because they tend to always be with their babies. They're used to milking, which is something that goes natural for mothers. And the biggest thing to me is as we were talking about the rotational grazing and talking about grass, they're going to need a lot more of that. So when you think about beef herds, they nurse their baby to a certain point, they draw off easy, and they go about their normal lives. Now they are big, and you want them beefy, because again, ultimately their job is to make babies, to make beef for us to eat. Unlike beef, dairy has to, first of all, they're a big animal, so ultimately they're going to eat a lot of grass if they were just feeding themselves. But not only are they feeding themselves, they're feeding their baby. Well, that's not much difference than a regular beef cow. Here's the difference though, they're also feeding us. So we're milking these cows once a day. I know a lot of farmers still milk twice a day. We homestead, so we milk them once a day. They're used to that, and they've done great with it. However, they're feeding us, they're feeding their baby, and they also have to feed themselves. So you talk about an 800 or 900 or 1,000 pound or 1,200 pound animal that has to eat vegetarian grass, but make sure they have a good quality grass to sustain all those 3 things. So that's one thing I think we learned the most, is that not only are they taking care of themselves, their babies, they have to take care of us too. So that's one of the things we really learned. So as we close this video out, I want to recap a little bit. A dairy investment to your farm may be expensive on the front end. It is a lot to it, because guess what? You're milking 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Well, it's milk time, 4:30 to 5 every morning. And these girls have to be milked 7 days a week. Some days are pretty and we get to see the sunrise. Other days it's flooding, it's raining, it's cool. But it is the best asset that we have on our farm, I would say.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That goes back to the points. First, milk.
Milk is so vital to our homestead.
That's right. Not only do we like to drink it, we like to use it in just about anything, especially desserts. It makes it really good. So, number 2, intensive grazing, rotational. Grass is king. You can't be a cattleman or a cattle farmer or a dairy farmer without grass. So you need to learn grass and how it can help and benefit your homestead. So thirdly,
dairy and beef are alike, but they're also very different.
So we're enjoying both, but our babies are definitely our dairy cows, and how we get to know them, make sure you're taking care of them, and making sure that you understand they're not just feeding their baby, they're feeding us too. So you need to make sure they're getting good quality feed or hay or grass.
We hope you guys enjoyed this video. Y'all be sure to go check out, like, and subscribe. Y'all hit the bell so y'all can watch their videos. Also, the Walker Farm. I said that backwards. The Walker Farm. Did I say that backwards again?
We're gonna get it right sooner or later. No, check out the Walker Farm Fam on YouTube. And also, thank you again for watching us. If you'd like to subscribe to our channel, we have a lot of good content too at the max. Thank you for coming along. God bless.
Happy homesteading, y'all.
Happy homesteading, y'all. We're gonna get it right sooner or later. No. Which way you want to face? Which way is the sun is not facing?
Yeah, I guess this is
Well, good morning. Welcome to the Max. Today's video is what?
We are going to be doing a collaboration with the walker.
Today's video is what?
Started over.
Third.
Rotational grazing using these temporary fences.
That is not third. Third is the difference between dairy and beef.
So you're gonna have
She needs to
cut that
watch
out.
this video again.
Cut that out. We did them backwards.
So
We're gonna get it right sooner or later.
We're gonna get it right sooner or later.